Picture this, you're playing a game and you get stuck. What do? Well, it's 2022, so you could always Google it. Or even look up a tutorial right here on YouTube. But what if you didn't have the internet? What would you do then? That was a reality back in the 90s and early 2000s when the internet was just becoming a thing and not a lot of people had access to it. Back then, if you were stuck in a game, it was likely you had to buy the strategy guide. And for those who don't know what the strategy guide is, essentially is a magazine that has walkthroughs and tips and tricks with pictures to help you along the way. If you had game strategy guides, let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below. You might go on and say, well, 90s and early 2000s, the internet existed then. Well, you'd be right, the internet did exist. If you were lucky to have the internet, the best you could get for strategy guides were two sites, Game Sages and Game Facts. There were probably some other ones that had similar guides and sheets, but for Game Facts and Game Sages, they were really just text, and they were written by people who played the game and not by any kind of experts or had any input from the actual developers. I remember there was really only two companies you could buy strategy guides from. That was Brady Games and Prima Games. While researching this video, I did find out that the parent companies that owned Prima Games and Brady Games did merge in 2013, and in 2015 they put all the strategy guides under the Prima Games label. Oddly enough, the company Prima Games still exists today, although in 2019 a company bought the Prima Games from its parent company and shut down the printing operation, so really it only provides digital game guides via its website. I do personally prefer the game guides online and YouTube walkthroughs. You can search for exactly the part of the game that you're stuck on and find a solution. Although there is something to be said about paper strategy guides. I actually still have one from Fallout 4. It's a hardcover book. It's super thick. It has lots of full color pictures and notes from the developer. It also came with a lot of extras with maps, posters, and all this other cool stuff. These are just things that people like to have. The guide actually is pretty useful, but in these days, you can really find much better strategies online on game guides and YouTube videos. I was inspired to make this video after reading a graphic novel called Fever Nights. This is a story written in the perspective of someone reading a strategy guide for a video game. It's actually really interesting. The writer and illustrator went through and meticulously wrote out every single part of the game, including monsters, items, characters you play as, NPCs. If a game developer decided to try to actually make a video game from this, they easily could. This video is not sponsored, but if you do want to check out the book, I'll have a link in the description below. It will be an Amazon affiliate link, so if you do click on it, it does help out the channel. If you really enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this is a good video and you should show it to more people. And also, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos.